Hey everyone, thanks for joining me here today. Halo Reach is getting remastered, so let's go ahead and take a look at the original Halo Reach on backwards compatibility on Xbox One. Alright, just a little bit of backstory for when they made this game backwards compatible. It was awful. Just the worst. It really was. There was such bad frame rate issues with the game that it rendered it almost unplayable. Now, the game has been backwards compatible for, oh geez, possibly a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the matchmaking, and we're going to see exactly what the gameplay from the original title is like today. There's roughly around 3,206 players online right now, and for a game that is almost 10 years old, 10 years old next year, wow, that makes me feel old. That's actually a lot of people. 587 current players in Team Slayer. We're just going to go ahead and start right off the bat. Now, taking a look at my character, I have all the Master Chief Mark 5 and 6 armor unlocked. Oh, look at that. Look at how quickly this matchmaking is, too, still. This is a testament of how good Bungie's original netcode was designed. Now, looking here, you can see the armory completion is 67%. This game had a ton of armor that made you grind for it an insane amount of time. This is something that I feel is hugely inspired, that Destiny took inspiration from. This was Bungie's kind of canary in the coal mine. They tested out ideas. There's daily and weekly challenges in Halo Reach, which is something that we would see later in Destiny. Oh no, it's uneven teams. Wow. Yeah. Again, one of the things that I really don't like is this voting system. Halo Reach was the first Halo game that would implement a penalty system for if you quit too many matches in a row, they would put you in like a timeout. Which again is good, but like when you get stuff like this, I liked the veto system. The voting system for me was something that never worked, and when it comes to the Master Chief Collection, I'm actually happy that they took that ability out. I'd like to see them put the veto system in, but I don't know. As far as actual voting goes, I'm not a huge fan of it. There's uneven teams right now, which is something that's not very cool, and I'm expecting this to go actually pretty badly. Now, this map is a remake from a Halo 2 map, which was one of my absolute favorites. Sanctuary, I believe. As you could tell, the game's performance now is fine. Whatever it was that they had done. And the DMR is still good as ever. All right, we got ourselves the shotgun. Now, we are playing against 3 people, so, I mean, this match is kind of going to suck a little bit, I think, but we'll see. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this in the recording or not. Something that Halo Reach always had problems with. Now, as good as the game is, I really feel that Bungie had some problems when it came to, like, coding and writing this game, because the frame rate, even on the original Xbox 360, would dip below 30 sometimes. And while, like I said before, when it was launched originally in backwards compatibility, the frame rate was pretty bad. You could still kind of see those original... You could still see those original problems with Halo Reach that kind of creep up. And it's just... I don't know, I'm hoping in the original... Oh, that grenade was close. I'm hoping that with the remastered version that comes out, they said that it's going to run at 60 frames per second and that's going to have 4K visuals. So I'm hoping that that's something that they can deal with, and that the frame rates are properly at the right speed. If not at 60 most of the time, You know, if it falls below that, then it's going to be obviously noticeable. And that also leads to more questions that I have with them remastering the game and the graphics. Is it going to be an anniversary edition? Is it going to just be this game, but like prettier looking? There's a lot of questions. A lot of questions. The Halo Reach is also just it's one of my favorite Halo games. Halo 2 is my all-time favorite game of like ever. Damn it, I'm gonna die here. Yeah, Halo 2 is one of my favorite games. If it is my favorite game of all time. And Halo Reach, when it comes to just Halo titles in general, falls directly behind Halo 2, which for a lot of people I know is like, a lot of people hate Halo Reach, and I said this in my previous video on the topic, reporting that the game was being remastered. A lot of people hate Halo Reach. Like, it wasn't a while it was a popular game amongst the hardcore Halo community, people hated this game. Halo Reach is the game that a lot of people talk about being like the downfall of Halo. That it is the reason that that it turned into what Halo 5 is. And I'm not a fan of Halo 5. I'm really not. Kapow! Come on now, fellas. We're going to go ahead and we're actually going to take a look at some of the customization in this game and why it was the absolute best in any Halo game. Any Halo game. First off, the Spartan that you have in the campaign follows you to the multiplayer, which I think is genius. Now, you, as you can see down at the bottom, gain credits. Right now, I've got 296,701 credit. You use these credits to unlock different types of helmets. You start off with the absolute most very basic helmet, which is the Mark 5B. And then you can buy different additions, different variants. And this really was one of the just genuinely best ways it kept people playing this game to this day, to save up credits, to unlock different helmets that you could buy. Look at how sweet this is. I have this helmet. And some of these helmets are from the characters that are actually in the main campaign in the story. And then some of them aren't. You got the Mark V, which is the original Master Chief helmet. I remember when I unlocked this, it was one of the coolest moments in the game. It was, I believe, completing and getting all 1,000 gamer score let you unlock this. I had enough credits to get it. I can't remember exactly how many it was, but it was still one of the coolest moments. And then, of course, you get the Mark VI, and there's different variants here, which, look, I still haven't even purchased all of them. I've purchased this one just because I thought, it looks kind of cool. And then this one, you know, maybe not so much. I'll save my credits. But, yeah, unlocking all this stuff, there was different chest pieces, different shoulder pieces. You could have giant shoulder pads. You could have small shoulder pads. You could have no shoulder pads. You could have ammo on your shoulder. It gave you customization of every single kind with no microtransactions, with no loot boxes, with no rec packs or rec cards. None of that stuff existed in this game. It had all this content in it that you would dive in to play the multiplayer for hours, of hundreds of hours at a time, to make your Spartan look the way you want. And when you were playing in multiplayer and you ran into a guy that had this helmet that had a skull in it, that was like on fire, or different visor colors, which was the gold, which was super, super hard to unlock. When you saw a Spartan that killed you, or that was on your team, or that was just running around in the multiplayer, and you thought, wow, that guy looks cool, how do I get that? It gave you incentive to go in and play. And you also had armor effects, which again were really sweet. You have this Eternal one that Bungie only gave to certain people who completed certain challenges within the community. And a lot of times it was matchmaking games where it was you were playing against Bungie, and if you killed somebody on the Bungie team, they would give you this helmet, cosmetic helmet effect. Eventually, they gave it, as they transitioned over from giving Halo to Microsoft in 343, they unlocked this for everybody. And this goes in the campaign as well, actually. So if you're playing the campaign and you go back and look at the theater mode, your character's helmet is on fire. This is where the birthday party came from. You've got hearts that would float around you. I have weird little green stink with bugs that would fly around you. And something that I have never had the amount of credits to buy. 2 million credits to buy this. And when you would have lightning bolt like coursing all around you. And when you died, the lightning would just explode like it got struck by lightning. It was one of the coolest looking effects ever. And I still don't have it unlocked. I don't even have 1 million credits. I've got a little bit more than 250,000 credits because I've been buying other armor. It's insane. The amount of customization, the amount of things to chase in this. Before Bungie even came up and published Destiny as a games with service, they were giving you stuff in Halo Reach to chase for years, a decade. Awesome. Awesome customization. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap this video up. I'd like to thank those of you for joining me today. Remember, to have your voice heard and to be part of the conversation, hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment down below so that we can have a conversation and a dialogue. But until next time, everybody, thank you all for joining me, and I will see all of you in the next one.